Oh my God. Welcome back. It's been a minute. Also, it's been so long, I forgot I don't have to yell into this mic because we have new ones.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we made content, but we're back. Excited to be doing content again. This isn't our normal content with the Mustang. This is, excitingly, a new daily driver for me. So this is a 2013 Gen 1 Raptor. I realized that the Gen 1s were well within my budget. I found one that was low mileage. I mean, this has got 100,000 miles, so for a 2013, that was pretty good, and in good condition. But of course, buying these cars always comes with some risk. So I drove it back from Springfield fine, and then when I got here, it started throwing a code, and I took it to O'Reilly's, and that turns out to be a spark plug that was misfiring.
Yeah, he got a P0306, which is a misfire on cylinder 6. We started looking around. It turns out Gen 1 Raptors with 6.2 liter have 16 spark plugs. It's 2 spark plugs per cylinder.
Yeah.
One on the top and one underneath on the side of the cylinder head, basically. So that's fun. But while we were researching how to replace them, we came across a kit, the JDM 700 horsepower kit.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. It comes with everything you need, including a belt, a throttle body, which is a twin 65 millimeter throttle body from Ford Racing.
Yeah, important to note that this truck came with a Roush supercharger installed. You're probably wondering, like, why the hell are you guys doing all this?
Yeah, so it has a TVS 2300 head unit on it, and we don't know how long it's been on there. Probably a while. We don't know the condition of the spark plugs. So when they started having that misfire code, it can be a couple things, but we said, well, let's go ahead and change the spark plugs because it's time to do that anyways at 100,000 miles on a Ford. That's when we found this kit, and the kit includes everything that you need to do to get this Roush supercharger up to 700 horsepower, including a tuner and a smaller pulley and some plugs and a belt. Part of the diagnosing we are going to do is find out if it's actually a spark plug issue or if it's a coil pack issue. And then there could be other things that we aren't really, we haven't gotten deep enough into it yet. But at 100,000 miles with a supercharger, it's probably a good thing to go ahead and do these spark plugs. So we're going to do them anyways. However, during our diagnosis, if we find out that there's a bad coil pack, we'll go ahead and replace that as well. Just as a side note, third note, if you have subscribed in the time that we have not been making content, or you've stayed subscribed since we last made content, thank you for that.
Oh, yeah.
That was huge, motivated us to come back. We always wanted to come back, but knowing that people were still subscribing or still watching our old stuff is really cool, and definitely a motivation to come back and make new content. So thank you, and if you're not subscribed, please do so.
Yeah, like Dan said, we've loved all the support over the years. We're sorry we've been away for a little bit, but we plan on making more content with multiple builds, including this and the Mustang as always. Yeah, so we'll get started on this. We'll go through some diagnostic steps, and then also, I guess, because we don't know how long this supercharger has been on this truck, the dealer we bought it from was unaware. We're gonna go ahead and look into the unit itself when we start pulling things apart. And if we find things that are concerning, we may just go ahead and decide to ship it off to a company that can do a rebuild for us and like re-oil it and things and then ship it back. So, but we won't know that until we kind of get in there.
Yeah, there shouldn't be too much to do as far as maintenance goes. We've done a little bit of research. It mostly just do an oil change on it, and I think it's a 60,000 mile interval on the oil change. I could be wrong, but if there's like if you take the belt off and try to turn the pulley on the snout of the supercharger, if you're getting grinding noise or some resistance on turning that can be a sign that some of the bearings are going bad. So at that point, it might need to have a rebuild kit done to it, which is not a huge deal. I think it's less than $1,000. You send it off, they rebuild your supercharger, it comes back. You can even do some port and polish at that time, which can increase the power more, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
And speaking of money, this kit itself wasn't cheap, but neither are these spark plugs that you're supposed to put on this kit. So when we were doing the research, this seemed like just if we're already in there swapping things out, the bang for the buck itself, we decided to go ahead and go for it. So if you're in the same boat we are, you have a Raptor with the a Roush head unit on it and need to swap things out, look into this. The company's called JDM Engineering. They'll supply everything for you. If you have a tuner already, you can just have them email you a tune and not buy the tune from them or the tuner from them. But we do have a tuner, but it's like built into the Mustang's dash, and we didn't want to mess around with it. So, all right, we'll get started and see you in there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Cool. So we're trying to diagnose the misfire and it's on cylinder 6, which, if my Googling is correct, should be the second cylinder on the driver's side. So what I was gonna do is try and swap the coil pack from 6 and to 5. So we're swapping this one and this one. And then drive it again and see if it reproduces the same error code, or if it moves to a different cylinder, because then that would tell us there's a coil pack issue. Regardless, we're gonna go ahead and replace the spark plugs, because we got this JDM kit with the new throttle body, spark plugs, smaller pulley, and a belt.
Oh.
This is 6, so we're gonna put this where 5 was. Okay, so we swapped the coil, 6 and 5 swapped, so now we'll drive again. And if it produces the same error code, then we definitely have a spark plug problem. But if it produces a P0305, then we know we've got a coil pack problem. We are testing it out. There it goes. Immediately through a flashing check engine light, and it's stuttering. Okay, so we're going to O'Reilly right now to pick up some O-rings for Bob. So we'll pull over there, we'll check the codes, and we'll know for sure what it did. Okay, so it doesn't have a check engine light on right now, but I went ahead and plugged it in and ran the codes, and it does have a P0305, which is what we were expecting to happen if it's a coil pack. So basically the misfire went from cylinder 6 to cylinder 5, and we changed coil packs from cylinder 6 to cylinder 5, so that's what we expected, which means he didn't have to replace his spark plugs. But it's still fun to do, and it's gonna get more power out of the truck, and I think I just parked in a handicap spot. It needed to happen anyways. He's over 100,000 miles. We don't know the condition of the spark plugs, and now he's getting a new coil pack.
All right, in more Spartan fashion, literally the first thing we do is gonna fight us. These lug nuts that came on the Raptor are made of like clay. You can see how damaged they just got. I mean, that's an excessive one. They were not all like that, but it was a huge pain to get them off. They were all just getting dented on top.
Yeah, so Ford for a little bit was doing this crazy thing where they would put like a thin metal cover over the lug nut with like a chrome sheet metal part, which looked great, but as you try to take them off, they would deform. And so we had that. What was happening is they were getting stuck in our socket, and then we had to drive them out from the top, and that caused this problem. And then we also had this one where it was rounding off the chrome cover, basically.
Yeah.
It came off.
Not good.
And certainly a better mechanic would not have this problem, but you know, this is what we got. We're gonna replace these because they're garbage.
Don't tell my wife. That's one more thing I have to buy. That she always thinks I have all the parts I need when we start a project, but that's never the case. So after we got the wheels off, you can kind of tell, to make it easier on us, we've got the front of the truck on the lift and then kind of lowered it down. That'll give us better access to get all these spark plugs out and replaced. Dane, what are you doing right now?
Right now I'm just working on taking the intake off. There's an intake tube that runs to the throttle body that's directly over where we're working, so that's gonna come off. The throttle body's gonna come off because we're replacing it. And then the supercharger elbow back here is a 90-degree elbow. It has to come off, and that is a huge pain in the ass. So we're gonna work on that first.
Yeah, you can tell how tight that is right there.
Top tip, there's 4 bolts holding that onto the supercharger housing. You really only have to take out the top and bottom on the front side of that elbow. The back 2 holes are slotted, so once you loosen them slightly, the whole thing can come forward and out, but still just getting to those 2 back ones are very, very difficult. So we're gonna be getting up and intimate with the engine here shortly.
O-ring looks good.
A little dirty, but it's not bad. All right, so we got the 2 throttle bodies out. I genuinely don't know if this is stock or if if it came with the Roush kit, but I do know there's a difference between the 2 of them now. One of them is shiny.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Well, one of them is shiny, but the other one of them is you can see that's roughly 60 millimeter diameter. Twin 60s, and this is twin 65s. which, if you're good at math, is 10 more millimeters total. Yeah. So that just means more airflow, right? Outside of looking cool, which you got Ford Racing logo on the top, it's polished. It does have a smoother surface in here. When you look at them, you know, there's just a little less interrupted path inside, which is good. You get more of a Venturi effect with this, presumably. It's good quality. It's Ford Racing, it should be. And that also means we should be able to just plug and play. We are step 0.5 of, I think, 30, so we're gonna keep working.
Yep.
So we've got the easy stuff out of the way. We got the intake tube out, unplugged some hoses in here. We got connectors off the throttle body, took the throttle body off. That was the easy stuff. Now the hard part, from what I understand, is getting this 90-degree snout off the back of the supercharger. There's 4 bolts on it. I can see 2 of them. One of them is easy to get to right here, although there's very little clearance above it to turn anything, so we're gonna probably do a wrench on that. Down there looks okay as well, if we can get in there. But then there's 2 more on the other side of the part, and those, from what I understand, are nearly impossible to get to. So we'll just start working on it. I think I'm gonna take this sensor off over here. It's 2, looks like 8mm bolts, and gives you a little bit more clearance around the backside. So we're gonna try that. I don't know if it'll work. My favorite part of any project is taking apart 12 or 13 other things.
To get to the one thing you need.
Yeah, that are unrelated to what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay, take note, Todd, put this on the record.
Yeah.
These are for the throttle body, and this is for the sensor connected to the elbow. Okay.
Those looked almost identical.
I know they do, but the throttle body ones have captive washers.
Okay, interesting.
Okay. Oh, there's another connection. Come on, Ford. What have you done? Okay. We'll take that apart, or take it out and lay it somewhere so it doesn't get broken.
Ingenuity at its finest.
I mean, Roush, did it have to be so long? It's like almost longer than you can get it with the snout on it.
Yeah. All right, we're the 2 easy ones are out, but now we're really trying to struggle on figure out how we get to the back 2.
A few moments later.
We did it. That sucked. We had read online that it took a guy like 3 hours. I don't think it took us quite that, but removing that was a much bigger pain than I thought it would be. Where'd you put it? Oh, there it is. So those front 2 bolts, not terrible. The rear were a pretty big pain. The top one we got quicker than I thought, but I mean, you can tell that bottom one is like way back there. I'll highlight it on the video there. And imagine with this in front of it, I mean, it was like 0 visibility. I had to somehow just wedge both of my hands back there. Dan, do you remember the combo?
Yeah, so it was I think this is a 10-inch extension for a 3/8 drive, 3/8 to quarter adapter, 1/4-inch universal joint, 8mm socket, taped the universal joint with electrical tape so it's more stiff, which helped us keep it in place to get it in there. Just because one of us was laying on top of the engine, the other was over the fender well. We used a 24-inch extension with another U-joint so that I could loosen it while he was holding it in place.
Having 4 hands was huge there. I don't know. I mean, it would just be very difficult to do that by yourself. So I would recommend inviting a buddy over and paying him with beer or something if you can. That at least gives us access to the spark plug so we can start the actual job. You can see we've got visibility to those rear top plugs. So through our diagnosing the other year, we figured out that this is the bad coil pack. I'm not sure if you visually can see why it's bad or not. But
I mean, yeah, it looks fine. It's just
internally
is not. So we're gonna replace it. Okay. Yep, spark plug. Got a little deposit on this strap, but nothing crazy looking. And I sprayed WD-40 down in the tube, so.
So what are you looking at?
So this is the strap. This part that comes up and over.
Okay.
And if you look on the underside of it, you can see where the spark was jumping the gap. There's a little bit of like buildup on the bottom of the strap. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know that it's doing anything. It's just I'm just seeing it there. I can't read spark plugs, and I've already touched it, so it doesn't really matter. But out, it goes out. I said they were Motorcraft, so they're most likely original. So we'll go ahead and swap them.
Cool.
So this is our spark plug gapping tool. It tells you how thick the gap is between the anode and the strap. Is it anode or cathode? Doesn't matter. So you see on the side it starts thin, and as you rotate around it gets thicker. And that's how you check the gap of your spark plug. These come from JDM Engineering. They recommend a 030 gap on it, so we're gonna check it. And this one's good. I've already set the gap. But if that was not good, you can use this tool to pry the gap open a little bit, or you can use a hammer and gently tap the strap down to close the gap. But now this one's ready to go in, and we're gonna put a little bit of anti-seize on the threads, just as they don't get galled into the head as we tighten it down. You don't want to get it where I got it just now. We'll have to clean that off. You want to keep it away from the end of the spark plug. Just grab a random towel off the floor. Clean that up. So something I like to do when I'm putting a spark plug in is I like to set it down, and then I actually turn it counterclockwise so you can kind of feel the threads seat. Which I didn't, but it's good. They're fine threads, so you may not be able to hear that. It's tight. Tight, tight, tight. Hand tight. And then the torque spec is, I think it's 100 inch-pounds, 104 inch-pounds, something like that, which is like 8 foot-pounds or somewhere around there. We'll put some dielectric grease down in the spark plug end, the secondary spark plug, the spark plug wire, and the connector.
That just seats in there, huh?
Doesn't really click down or anything, just kind of held in place with that thing. Okay, that plugs on. We are 1/16 done.
All right, that didn't take long. Let me show you what happened.
So this is the coil pack off of 567, I think cylinder 7, driver's side. It has a spring and a little ceramic resistor that is supposed to be up in here, and it came out when we opened, or it goes this way. It all fell apart when we pulled it off the spark plug. I don't see the little resistor either in here nor on the spark plug or in the spark plug hole, so that's a bit of a shame. But we're gonna replace this boot, which just includes taking that off. Can you tell if there's a thing in there?
I don't see anything.
Right, so it would be this little thing like that.
Yeah.
So we'll just go ahead and rebuild it. We've got new ones. So this slips down in there, sits in there, and then the spring just goes down in there. And the boot goes over top of it. Just twist the boot until it bottoms back out. And there's no particular orientation on the boot. In fact, we could have probably reused the old boot because it doesn't look bad. And it's Motorcraft, whereas this is not. And it's much longer, as I'm seeing. Oh, I think the boot tore. That's the problem. So there's some boot left down in the spark plug hole that we're gonna have to try and get out. That's fun. So we'll keep going.
We got the piece out that broke off. There it is. It was way down said hole where the spark plug seats. How I got it out, we just kind of wedged a pair of needle nose down there or something scientific. So I just
WD-40 too to loosen it up. Right?
Yeah.
It was stuck on the ceramic.
Yeah, that's true. Good call. So yeah, loosened it up with WD-40, and then once I could get it to spin around the spark plug, I just reached down with these and just kept trying until I was able to grip it and then pull it out. So hopefully you don't run into that issue, but if you do this. Okay, quick update. We've got 4 in, all of them on the driver's side, and Dan had a good idea that we should put the elbow back in now since it was very difficult to get off and it's getting kind of late here. We did verify that with it on, we can get some of these spark plugs out that are in the wheel well. Remember, this truck has 16 spark plugs, which is real fun. So hopefully it goes in easier than it went out, and then we'll start on the passenger side. Elbow is in. It was easier to put in than it was to take out, but still tricky to get to those back bolts. Now what, passenger side?
Yeah, we're moving on to the passenger side top spark plugs. Before we did that, before we put the elbow back on, we disconnected the lower boots on the lower spark plugs just to make sure there wasn't a problem with the wire coming off before we put the elbow back on, because that would be a pain in the ass to try and change after the elbow's on there. So they came off just fine. We'll reuse those wires. They look good. I think everyone would say to replace them, but they look good right now. I don't want to go away from Motorcraft, so we're rolling the dice a little bit on that, but that should be easy to fix if we have to go back and do that later on. And really, now we know the secret sauce for taking the elbow off, so it won't kill us, but it still won't be fun.
All right, we're halfway done on spark plugs. 8 out of 16. So not halfway done with the project quite, and we've been going at it a while, so.
Yeah, pulley, belt, throttle body, 2. After we change the other 8 spark plugs, which could be still a pain in the ass, but we'll see.
We'll see. Nothing too complicated on the first 8 besides the one sleeve ripping and then just some hard to get to nuts and bolts. So doable for sure, still kind of a pain, but the remaining 8 we access from the wheel wells. We'll kind of show you what it looks like. But
yeah, some people say to take the fender liners out. I don't know if I want to deal with all that. It probably does make it easier, but we could just get there by pushing it out of the way, I think. So we're gonna try that, and then if we get frustrated, we'll pull them out.
All right, see you soon. All right, y'all, quick update. The passenger side bottoms are in. 3 out of the 4 weren't terrible, but there's this 4th one that's, I mean, you're not gonna be able to see it on camera. Way up here, a huge pain. I'm sure you can kind of saw the time lapse, but it took me kind of reaching down from up top through this gap here to help Dan from the bottom. And just getting like all the tools seated on the spark plug, getting it pulled out and then put back in. Was not fun. It sounds like, according to Dan and his first thoughts, this side is going to be more difficult just based on like the engine anatomy.
This shock tower is just in the way of 2 instead of just 1. Maybe not. I don't know. It's early days over here, so
yeah.
Get back to 10.
General consensus is that this job isn't fun. Concur. We'll keep you updated. Hopefully you're learning something along the way, watching us in pain.
All right, we, by the grace of God, have gotten 16 spark plugs changed, and we only had 1 boot failure. A couple of the ends of the spark plugs pulled out on the lower portion, but they were able to pull out of the spark plug wire, and we just reused the wire. I inspected the wires. I don't see any problems. Wires are easier to change in the future, so I'm not super concerned about that. Cut to a video half a year from now where we're yelling at each other.
Yeah.
So spark plugs are done. Now we're gonna do the throttle body, which looks beautiful, but make sure that came out. Now we're gonna put this on. That washer is in the way. It's hitting this radius.
Oh. Oh, oh yeah, weird.
We're gonna send her though. Also, if my wife is watching, which I'm gonna make her do, I'm gonna make her watch. I'm sorry, she's been with the kids by herself all day.
You can blame me.
I do.
Okay, that's good. For working on a car that's not the race car and taking up an entire day of your weekend.
I still enjoy working on cars. Trucks, apparently, too. That's good. That's good. That needs to clip. And these go on the intake tube. We're getting closer.
And just like that, she's back together. We're gonna replace that pulley with a bigger one
I keep forgetting about that.
and a new belt. Yeah, it's easy to forget.
All right, so we were making good progress, and we should have known better. We got the spark plugs done, got the new throttle body installed, and we were going to put the new supercharger pulley on, and weirdly, there's this huge plate that's sort of blocking half of the serpentine belt, so we started working on that. Todd was doing that, and I looked over at the pulley, and this doesn't seem to add up. I think what we have here is a Mustang Roush supercharger pulley, because if it goes on this way, it pushes the pulley the belt forward, which is no good. If it goes on this way, it would push the belt backwards into the alternator, also no good. So that's not going to work. I think JDM gave us the wrong pulley here. Beyond that, they also gave us a 69 millimeter pulley. That would be cool. It makes more boost. I was telling Todd I don't think we should push the engine that hard. It's supposed to come with a 72 millimeter pulley. So we can't run this. Even if we wanted to run this, the belt would have to be smaller for a 69 millimeter, which is not what they gave us. So we need to call them and get this sorted out before we can move forward.
Yeah, that sucks. I really thought we were going to be able to finish tonight. So we'll see you guys in like 5 seconds. But for us, it's going to be days until Dean can get back around, because he's got 2 kids and a life that's more important than this. So I wasn't talking into a mic. Anyway, so we'll see you guys soon. We'll figure this out, and then we'll figure out an update, and hopefully we can get the truck back on the road and get this video wrapped up. So see you soon. All right, we're back, and wouldn't you have it, this is the right size pulley. Dane was right. You saw in the last clip that kind of rose some red flags for him when he put the pelt pulley we did have against the one on the truck. Yeah. Not the right size. I reached out to JDM. They verified it was the wrong size. I guess the manufacturer messed up and sent them a bunch of the wrong pulleys for this kit. So it's me and like a couple other customers out there that were impacted. Anyways, we have the right one from them, and I think we should be good to go for the most part.
Yeah, I think what they sent us was like a Mustang type pulley, which has a different belt configuration than the 6.2 liters. Good that we got that resolved. We did temporarily have a problem with the belt because their website still lists when you buy this 69 millimeter pulley, you must use the Gates K061247, which is a slightly shorter belt, smaller belt. But we reached out to them again because we were scrambling to find a belt in the area, which was hard to do. And he replied, thankfully, quickly, late at night, and said, no, actually, we realized we've had a couple customers who used the smaller belt, had an impossibly hard time getting the belt on. It was too much tension. I don't know if that's possible with a supercharger, but thankfully for us, he said, no, we're switching to this size belt. So the 72 millimeter and the 69 millimeter pulleys both use this size belt. So we're good to continue. Crisis is averted again.
I guess they just need to update their website.
Yes, please.
So if you're watching this and are confused as we were, just know that the 69 millimeter is correct. It will work with this belt size, so you should be good to go. So I think we're just gonna get crank onto this. Fingers crossed it's smooth sailing from here on out and the hardest stuff is behind us. I don't know, you'll see when we see. So we'll get things put together, put the new belt and pulley on, upload the tune, and hopefully the truck test drive's okay. Yeah?
Yes.
All right, we'll see you in a second. All right, so first step is loosening up the old pulley, which looks like it has like what, 6 or 7?
6 bolts.
6 bolts.
They all came loose, thankfully. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these really loose so that we can take it off the rest of the way by hand after we take the belt off. But we left the belt tensioned. There's a cat. We left the belt tensioned on that pulley so that it would hold it in place while I tried to loosen the bolts, which worked fine. So that was good. Good first step. So.
All right, there you have it. Belt is off. It's a long one. Dan's working on getting the pulley loosened. Did you just?
No. It's definitely here.
No.
I see it.
Okay.
Where's our magnet on a stick?
Right here.
It's always nearby because we're always dropping shit.
Wow, I'm glad I caught that on camera.
I'm not.
Nice. Now, you said earlier you were a little worried about this thing being seized on. Is it?
What is it? What is post-traumatic stress injury? What's pre-traumatic? Because it hasn't happened yet, but I'm already feeling anxious about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not loose, and it's not supposed to be. I didn't think it was supposed to be pressed on, but perhaps it is pressed on.
All right. Let's see. Big moment here. Oh no.
Flashback to the video of us pulling the steering wheel off the C10. Cool. Super cool. What am I missing? Is it because they Loctited the crap out of the bolts and the Loctite is on the backside of the pulley, maybe? I don't want to use a pulley. I don't want to use a 3-jaw pulley, or 3-jaw puller, which we have, because there's like a plastic cap in the center of this. I think it's plastic. Which, by the way, this feels good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wait.
Making boost. You hear it in the intake?
Wow.
Pretty cool.
How much boost can Dan's hand create?
How many monsters have I had? Aha!
What?
You watching?
Yeah. Wow.
That's what it was. It was just kind of glued on from the Loctite.
What made you think of that? Just by tapping the...
I mean, I always resort to hammer first, you know? And also, I rarely use a hammer. Everything's a hammer when you're an idiot.
Well, there you go.
So, pulley off.
Right here. What's it?
We'll need a little bit of Loctite for the new pulley, but this should slide on there.
Can you tell a difference between that pulley and the old pulley when you're next to them? I don't know.
So if you set them down, flange to flange, bottom of flange to bottom of flange,
Okay,
you
so
can
that
see
one's-
it's smaller. It's the inside diameter. If you try to line up the centers, you can kind of see. And the theory here is smaller pulley on a supercharger will make the supercharger spin faster, which will make more boost.
Did you take note of the belt orientation?
No.
You didn't?
No, of course not. And it was super long, but
Okay.
you kind of know because a ribbed pulley goes on the inside of the belt and a flat, smooth pulley goes on the outside of the belt. So
Okay.
we'll just pulley at a time, we'll get it back.
I trust you.
There's also, Google. So.
Yeah. All right, Dan's just re-Loctiting the 6 bolts that came off of the pulley.
Using a little less than they did, just because we don't want to, I mean, it's okay, but I don't want to glue the pulley to the snout, so
Right.
just using as much as I need. I wonder why they settled on 69 millimeters.
I think we all know why. Car companies are run by immature boys.
That might be true. And we might need to have the belt on to hold it in place when we start to torque them, but we can also maybe use, there's like a strap tie oil filter wrench that your dad may have.
Oh.
And you can use that as well.
So don't judge us for our filthy workstation.
Oh yeah, they're not supposed to see that.
Yeah, that's behind the scenes. Lucky you all for this one video. Cool.
This has never been an instructional video.
Again, don't ever follow what we're doing for guidance. We're idiots just like the rest of you. So. All right, this is a fun little test where to see if Dan can stick to his word to figure out this belt orientation, because he didn't take a photo of it before he took it off. So
This might be better as a time lapse.
yeah, in theory, according to him, you can just follow the groove marks on the pulleys and just put groove to groove and flat to flat. But
You just start at one and work your way across.
Yeah.
And then if it's not tight, you scratch your head and you move on.
I would recommend to anyone watching that you take a photo of it before you take it off, just to save you some headache. But maybe that's not an issue if Dan proves me wrong here. Most vehicles will include like a map on the inside of the hood for where it goes. But that obviously doesn't include the Supercharger pulley.
If only I had like a friend with hands. Huh?
Did you do it?
What?
Did you do it?
No, I was just talking
Oh.
smack on you.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, it just really affects the effectiveness, or ruins the effectiveness of my comment.
I'm sure they heard you. I'll hear you.
They did.
In post-production or editing. It'll piss me off then.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. She's all going so swimmingly, except for this part. Ah, I see. Okay. I blame the uncomfort there is with leaning over stuff.
Yeah.
Just makes everything more difficult. Okay, what have I done here? Oh, okay. You're gonna cut this, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start over.
You mean cut or trim?
After I stop crying.
I mean, that's the part that's going to get the most used. So.
Okay, so I have to go down this way because this pulley I didn't want to take off. That has to
I
go.
think that it would have been easier to stick a photo, but I'm not the one doing the work right now. So.
I had it routed so quickly, but then like, it just wasn't quite right. Okay, so they're both coming out of there, and they both are flat pulleys here. So this one has to go down, and this one has to go up. Okay, and then this one can go here. But I'm not sure if that's right yet. This one's going down around the crate pulley. Okay, and then this one comes up over the water pump. This is working. You have little thing.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, then that one comes around, and we'll go around that. Right. Yes. Correct. Yeah. It's not right.
Would you like me to Google for you?
What did I forget? All the pulleys are covered.
There's just so much extra.
Yeah.
Do you want me to look up a map for you?
No, not yet. But I don't see what pulley I've done wrong. The problem I'm having is the existential crisis that there's people watching yelling. You know? But I can't hear them yelling, but they're yelling at me.
Yeah.
All right, we can Google.
Nice. All right. Googling. All right. I found the right orientation. I'm going to include it for you guys here, but Dan refuses to look at it because he wants one more attempt. So I think this is attempt 5.
No.
What?
No, this is 3.
I don't know if that's true. Now I'm starting to question if all of our projects have been this hard or if you just like the challenge.
You know what? I'm proud that I fooled you for this long.
Yeah. Give you a hint. Were you off?
Yeah.
Like
I'm on the pulley. I'm on the idler pulley, and that goes down to the AC pump, or the
yeah, it drapes over the tensioner, and then the left side goes left underneath the AC, and the right goes underneath the
crank pulley.
Yeah.
Okay, it goes down here.
Holy shit. God. It's like we have the answer right from us, but we refuse.
Okay, I give up. Looking.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna look enough to
man.
get me started, and then I'm gonna go back to being stubborn. Tension. That's all I need. I got it now.
Sure. Okay.
Watch this.
Me and everyone watching is no
I
faith.
hate it. I hate it so much. Just watch. Ye of all little faith. So much belt. It's not my fault. There's just too much belt.
I kind of feel like when it's all said and done, it will be just the right amount, but What do I know? I'm not the expert.
I think the problem is I fed it around. It's not fair that you can't, like, it has to feed onto the idler without, like, should have taken the idler off maybe or something. You had to feed it through the backside of the idler, like, through a tiny little gap.
Oh. I mean, maybe they recommend taking the idler off when you are installing. Yeah.
Okay, one side goes down and around the crate pulley. We've established that. And one side goes down and around the, what is this thing called? No, not power stem. The compressor, AC compressor. Okay, starting over.
Wouldn't you know, I left for 5 seconds and Dan did it.
But
there was no evidence of if he used help or not.
I did have it right the first time. I don't remember what pulley I was off on something, but I got it fairly close on the first try, and then there was about 20 minutes of struggling, which is unnecessary. I'm aware.
Does it feel tight enough?
Oh yeah, this needs to go up and around that alternator pulley, and so I mean it's going to be pretty tight.
Okay. Because yeah, JDM had said it's like 85 to 90%. So I was curious if you were feeling that.
Oh boy.
Are you gonna need help?
I think so.
Okay. I think we're ready for the tune. We just put the belt and pulley on and got them torqued down. The wheels are back on and torqued. So in theory, this SCC tuner, when you buy the tuner from them, should come preloaded with a custom tune. They even warn you on this box that it comes with to select the custom tune and don't use the preloaded. So we'll see if it's got one on it. Okay, so this custom tune will disable your SCC preloaded tunes so we're gonna confirm that. We're gonna confirm the custom tune. Okay. So, I don't know, it looks like it's doing something, so I'll see you in a second when it's done.
Yeah, it looks like it's writing the stock tune to the tuner so that it can restore it if there's something wrong with it.
Smart. I got a beer in the meantime because that was taking forever. So it's saying download complete. Tune has been programmed successfully to the vehicle, turnkey off. So I think it's done. I don't know. It went through all those motions. You guys saw everything I saw. So I'm just gonna, well, now my sink is doing scheduled system maintenance.
Of course. As good a time as any.
I guess I'll let that finish before I turn it on. Not that it really matters, but.
It starts.
It starts. It does feel like it's idling way smoother than it was. I think the next step for us is just to do a test drive real quick and probably do like a poll or two just to see if it feels any different, if it drives okay, and then we can wrap up this video. So
I'm kind of hearing a little bit of blower whine and idle. No. Maybe it has to be under load.
yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. A future very short video that will be exhaust for this truck.
Very short, are you sure?
Yeah, I probably just jinxed this so hard. In theory, that should be a very easy upgrade. But for this truck having 700 horsepower, it does not sound nearly as cool as it should. Dane had a Mustang that had a very similar problem. I think his was lack of blower noise. This is his lack of exhaust noise. So I ordered Corsa Extreme exhaust for this. So hopefully that will make a big difference, but that is being built as we speak, so it's not here yet. But that'll be a future video on this. You guys can come along with us while we do a test drive. We'll see how this thing goes. All right, sorry for the shitty video quality. Not only is it almost midnight here, but you're on my front-facing camera on my iPhone. So here we go. I'm gonna do a couple small polls. I'm a little nervous.
Ooh.
Okay, that So far that feels really good.
More blower noise.
Yeah,
For sure.
more blower noise. Way smoother. I think I was so used to the way it was pulling before it was throwing codes earlier that I just thought that was normal, but I think it was like probably not
Down
ideal.
on power.
Yeah, down on power, and like maybe just, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so yeah, that feels good. I mean, for a truck this heavy, it pulls, and there's way more blower noise. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's.
Can I drive?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, traction control is just not letting you. You can turn it off if you
No,
want.
no, no.
Okay.
I just need to launch it a little bit softer.
Okay, is it just?
It's just spinning tires.
That's not you pushing the brake at all?
No.
Oh.
Damn.
Thoughts?
Too much power down low. You're gonna have a hard time in the snow.
Yeah. It does
But you
have
have all-wheel drive.
Yeah, it does have 4 high and 4 low.
Solid. Good shit. Let's just do one pull without the traction to see if it still wheel hops like that.
Okay, so that is not off. Or is it?
Yeah, it's off. It's just spinning. It's when it spins, it wheel hops real bad.
Oh.
See if 4 high allows us to get off the line a little better. Yeah. Boy, that's weird in 4 high though.
Really?
Yeah, I just wanted to like kind of torque steer a little bit. I mean, that's not messing around.
Yeah.
That's 60 in a hurry in a truck that's 7,400 pounds.
Sick. All right. That was awesome, I think.
Yeah.
It dries better, idles better. The pulls were great. You can definitely hear the whine of the Supercharger more when you're in the cabin. So I'm pleased, all things considered. I would count this as a successful project. It should have been easier than it was. We ran into some issues, but that's kind of par for the course for us. And we always say it, we're not experts.
Yeah, well, it was very cool project as far as like bang for the buck and noticeable differences. Like it was a maintenance thing, but also a performance upgrade. You get way more blower whine now, which is really cool. Looking forward to putting the exhaust on the thing. Hopefully we included some shots of some of the bad spark plugs because we weren't entirely sure, because we ended up finding it was a coil pack, which was causing the rough idle. But while changing the spark plugs, we found a bunch of spark plugs that needed to be changed. Like one had a huge gap, a couple of them fell apart while we were taking them out. So they were clearly original spark plugs, and this thing is over 100,000 miles, so it was time to do that. Glad we did it. Yeah, we ran into some problems. We always do. We got through them, and super rewarding. So if you're still watching, thank you. If you are not subscribed, please do so, and stick around because we'll be doing more.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll see you soon. Thanks.